Hey guys, today we're going to be doing a weighing video with the Crested Geckos because it is that time of the month again. So first we're going to be doing Ember, and you always want to check your scale to make sure it is on the correct weight. This is a 100-gram weight, and it is coming up showing 100 grams on the scale, so that is all good. Always clean the surface. If you have several reptiles, like if you have several crested geckos, always clean the surface if they are laying directly on it with a alcohol swab before you go and start using it again. Because for instance, it doesn't matter if all of them get weighed without you cleaning it once, but I always like to clean it from the last time they were weighed. That way if any of them were to have peed on it and I didn't realize it, that it would be clean. So this here is Ember. Hey, come here. So I'm going to try to get her to sit still for me because she just woke up. As you can tell, she's all fired up and stuff because she's not happy that I woke her up. But I like to try to get their whole body, on the scale, if possible. Most of the time she behaves herself. So without the tail's good enough because it's still going to weigh everything, Let me make sure this is in focus. Okay. But it looks like it's coming up and saying 70, so what I like to do is I will weigh a second time, and by now she should be a little bit more calm. Hey, sometimes I'll just kind of do that so they'll hold still. So it looks like it is saying 70. No, stay on the scale, don't walk off. Okay, so that's good. It's saying 70, so we'll go ahead and write that down, which I will show you guys my notebook real quick. So if you guys watched the video that I made where it was talking about how important it is to keep records with your reptiles, this here is my record book. And this side over here is for Ember, so if you'll see, I'll kind of zoom in for you. Last month she was 68 grams, so this month of course I'm going to write that she was 70. So this here is the record book. And it is organized by different sleeves and whatnot, which I'm going to go ahead and set that back there. But if you guys want to watch the actual video talking about record keeping, you can watch that, but I'm not going to show too much of this just because I have already made a video about it in the past. Okay, so next up we have Magma. And he also is sleeping, of course, because it is almost noon, so everybody is asleep. Stay. So it looks like he is 60 grams, which is pretty good because that's normally what he stays around. He always fluctuates between 56 and I think 65. Let me look. Yeah, looks like he always fluctuates between... Oh, where are you going? Always fluctuates between... Oh, okay. Yeah, 56 and 65. Okay. Went ahead and wrote that down. He is such a goof. But you can see how certain geckos will cooperate a lot more, because if you see I with him, just sit him down and he's just chilling, well, aside from wanting to go underneath the scales there. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put him up, and then we'll get to see Blaze and Phoenix. Okay, so this here is Phoenix. She is my frog butt adult. And she normally always is in the 40s, and I don't know if she's ever actually made it to the 50s. She's normally just always in the 40s. But it looks like, hey, hold still. Hold still. Looks like saying 43 grams. Not too bad. Let me see what she was last month. So, last month she was 44. So yeah, she's mainly hanging out around the 45 gram range, even though she hasn't gotten to 45 in a while, because the last time she was 46 was in July, and now she's kind of like 43, 44 the whole time. So we'll write that down. But yeah, she's been laying eggs that are infertile, of course, because Phoenix is a pet-only crested gecko, so she is not going to be used for breeding just because she is so small. Just because of her body size and stuff. She has hardly ever reached 46 grams. And for me, I like them to be a little bit closer to 50 before I were to breed them, staying that constant weight for months, not just reaching it one time. So, little breeding tip, do not breed your gecko if it hardly ever gets to 50 grams. Because once you start to breed them and they have to produce eggs, they have to have enough weight on their own body and enough food that they're intaking for the eggs to be able to be formed properly and the babies to be able to be produced properly. So always wise to breed larger sized females instead of smaller ones. The babies will just be a lot healthier and the female has less chance of having complications or dying. Okay, so this here is Blaze. She's really pretty and fired up today. Hey, no. Oh, whoops. Noob move right there. I forgot to turn the scale on. I'm like, why isn't it reading anything? Okay. How about you? Okay, staying right there is fine. That's cool. So it looks like it's saying 58. So we'll go ahead and do one more time just to double check. Yeah, so it looks like it's saying 58 grams, which is not too bad. So Blaze here is the one that I have that absolutely loves sleeping in this teapot I got her, which I'll show you real quick. This here is a teapot that I got Blaze, and I'm going to scoot this over real quick so you guys can see it. This is what it looks like. Whoop. Try scooting a little bit more. There we go. So this here is the teapot that she has, and I'm going to move the camera. So this I got at a place called Joanne's Crafts and Fabrics, and she absolutely loves sleeping in this. Like, it's her favorite place. She'll just get on in there and she curls up in there. It is super cute. So yeah, if you ever have crested geckos that like hanging around on the bottom of the tank, I would definitely suggest getting them a hide for the bottom, even if you have one up towards the top. Because if they're anything like her, she absolutely loves sleeping in this, and it's in the corner in a dark area, so whatever makes them feel safe. Because I know I've had a lot of people that will message me and say, hey, is it bad that they're hanging out at the bottom of the tank? Well, sometimes that's just where they want to be. So, but yeah, there is Blaze. Okay guys, so here we have Bramble, and I'll kind of focus that a little bit for a second so you can see him. He's fired down right now because, like I said with all the others, he is sleepy. But here we're switching to my more precise scale. This is probably going to be the last time he'll be weighed by it, unless he is not over 45 grams yet. But I already zeroed out this dish for him to lay in. And you always want to make sure that it's actually sitting on there to where it's not touching the sides, so it's not being supported any, so it fully weighs the gecko. So it looks like he is 40.84 grams, so let me write that down. So that's good. At least he gained 2 grams this month, almost 3, because last month he only gained 1 gram. And while that's not bad for a baby that's a yearling, I prefer them to gain a little bit more. So, but I feel like it's probably because he's hit puberty, so he's always doing things, if you know what I mean. Which, anyway, with male geckos, once they get about his age, because he started acting like this maybe 2 months ago, so when he was like a year and 2 months or something like that, male geckos just hit puberty and they start to try to mate with whatever they can reach. And so yeah, it's very amusing whenever he tries to mate with my hand, because it's kind of funny. But yeah, because he'll go like that. It's very funny. If I have any video of him doing it, I'll link it in the description, because I know, unless I'll just add it to this one, but yeah, it's pretty amusing. So anyway, we'll move on to the next baby. Okay, so next here we have Whisper, who is really pretty and fired up right now, so I'll show you. He is one of my blonde harlequins, and he is just super pretty when he fires up. He's like such a pretty dark brown, as you can see. I mean, his crest, you know, it's not the best, but it's still pretty decent compared to his mom's. So anyway, we'll go ahead and do him next. I'm kind of breaking order from which they're wrote in my book. Touch that so it doesn't go off. But him and Bramble, I always like to do first out of the babies, because they have their temporary tanks, and since they are little totes, it's easier for me to just take them both off at the same time of the shelving unit. Get your tail in there. Okay, no, stay in there. Sometimes the babies like to fight you. There we go. So he is 35.60. Stop moving. You're making the scale say more. That's cheating. Stay in there. Okay. Okay. So we'll go ahead and go to his. So if saying 35.60, he has gained a whole 5 grams this month. And you can see he doesn't look an unhealthy weight. So that's a really good gain. Of course, he is a lot younger because he turned a year old in September this year. So him and Indigo are siblings. Of course, he's the male of the siblings and Indigo is a female, which she'll be going next because she's literally in this tank right behind this rubbing alcohol here. So we'll do her next. Okay, so here is Indigo. And she is a really pretty girl. She's still the one that I'm on the fence about. I don't know if she's technically a tricolor or just a harlequin that's really nice. But, because she has cream, and the cream is almost the same color as her orange. Like, you can still, like, for this side, for sure you can tell. Oh, well, you guys can't even see, but with this side you can tell. Let me just try to get her to hold still real quick. You can see where it clearly looks cream and then orange. But when she's fired up, it doesn't look as defined. So with her, I'm not sure what she is. No, you need to stay in there. She's one of the ones that doesn't like to behave herself. It's like a container. Nope, I don't want to stay in there. Okay, get that on there. So she is 40.20, looks like, which I'll let it sit there for a second. That's good. She has gained a buttload of weight, and she, of course, like I'm saying, doesn't look unhealthy either. She just has gained a lot more than her brother. As where he gained 5, she has gained 7 grams, which is insane, because last month she was 33.77. Yeah, 33.77 grams. And for her to be 40 this month is insane. Like, it just goes to show just how quickly they'll grow. And it's not like it's super fast, but how quickly they'll grow healthy-wise when being fed the correct food. And, of course, occasionally they get crickets. Of course, once or twice a week they'll get 2 or 3 crickets each feeding of those times. So, like, once or twice a week they'll get, 3 crickets. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and move on to one of the older babies, probably Snickers or Mischief first and then Harmony, but yeah, it's just insane how much they gain sometimes. Okay, so this here is Mischief, and you guys saw him in my last video, so I don't really feel I need to show him too much, but I'm going to go ahead and put him in here. This might be the last time him or Snickers is using this scale, because I know for sure that both of them are probably very close, if not at 50 grams already, because he was, let me look on my sheet real quick, but I think he was pretty close to 45 last time. Oh, he was 45 grams last time, so just from how he looks, I feel like he's really close to there, but he does not like sitting in containers to save his life, so we'll see if he behaves. No. Stay. 48. I was really close. 48.55. Stop moving, please. Stop. Okay, there we go. 48.55. Yeah, he gained 3 grams, so that's pretty good for him. Because if you saw Bramble, he just seems to be a lot smaller bodied of a gecko. And it's interesting because they have the same parents. But, I forgot name for a minute. Mischief seems to take more after his mother in size versus where I think Bramble takes after Magma. So anyway, we'll go ahead and move on to Snickers next, or Harmony, whoever I can find. Mischief was just sitting out, so that's why I grabbed him first. Okay guys, so here's Harmony. She also got to be seen recently by you guys. Her really pretty red throat showing off there. So last month, she was 39.15, so I feel like she's definitely going to be in the 40 gram range. But I've been having her on a diet of sorts to where she's just getting an even scoop of food versus a heaping scoop, because where she has been so chubby. Which, I mean, she's not unhealthy for her weight, but she just is very fat looking. And so I don't want her to get rolls when she's not even old enough to have rolls yet. But she's really fighting me to go in this dilly cup. I don't think she likes deli cups just because when I got her at the reptile show, when I opened her deli cup to let her out, she was completely like, thank God kind of thing. She is so cute how she's sitting there. Okay, 42.23. That is a very healthy weight, so that's always good for her age anyway, because she is pretty close to Mischief's age, I calculated, since the person I got her from didn't seem to know that information, which was kind of annoying, but I partially bought her just because I wanted to give her a better home. Because when I got her, like, I didn't think that at first, but when I got her home, you're supposed to let your reptiles stay in their tank for about a week before you interact with them a lot. And so I just decided that night I was going to hold her to hand feed her, and she scarfed her food down like she had not eaten a really good sized meal in a while. So I don't know how often she was fed. I'm not sure. I would hope that it was the usual every other day kind of thing, or every 2 days. I'm not sure, but she was very small and she gained like 10 or 17 grams, something like that, which I'll put on the screen, but she gained a ton of weight within the first month of me having her, so I'm just glad I have this deli cup here because it also works for them to go to the bathroom in. But, yeah. So I definitely would not suggest buying a gecko at a reptile show unless you can get the weight. I mean, not the weight, but the correct age. And that's another thing the guy didn't want to give me was her weight. So that was kind of sketchy. But anyway, enough talking about that because that's in the past, obviously. And she is obviously doing good now in my care, so that's all that matters. But anyway, we'll go ahead and go on to Snickers. She's going to be the last one that gets weighed. Okay guys, so here is Snickers, and it actually took me about 10 minutes to get her out of her tank because she was sleeping in that hide that I reviewed that Strode's on Etsy made. And it is a hide, and I'll just put it up on the screen because I don't remember what it was called. Anyway, that is her favorite place to sleep now. So it took me coaxing her with a cricket to get her to come out, so... Okay, let's see. Yep, she's definitely going to be going to the bigger scale now because she is 50.57 grams. I also know that she is probably going to be reaching her breeding age soon, even though she's not going to be being bred anytime soon, because she was making the noise that females make when they are telling a male, I'm not interested, leave me alone. So let me write 50.57 down. So that's good, because she gained 4 grams from last month. Anyway, females will make this noise like, like that when they're telling a male, hey, I'm not interested, go away. They'll also, if they have a tail, they'll shake their tails. And if they also sometimes will shake their heads as well, just kind of saying to the male, hey, go away, I'm not interested, leave me alone kind of thing. So if you ever are trying to breed and you see that your female is doing that towards the male, that pretty much means that she isn't interested and you might need to try again at another time. Just stay up here for the end of the video, ma'am. Her little stubby frog booty. So anyway, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you found it useful. It just, you know, was showing me weighing them, I guess. Getting to see how much they had gained and all that fun stuff, and getting to see the babies and the adults. So, anyway guys, like and subscribe if you want to support the channel. It really helps me out and encourages me to make more videos. Thank you again for watching, and have a good rest of your day.